And that is one of the key things that we highlight in our coaching.
So the big question is, what are the top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams, and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? If you ever thought about this, you're not alone. No one has been able to get the answers until now.
We spent the last few years helping agents sell billions in real estate, rubbing shoulders with top producers, which got us thinking, how can we expose more people to these insights to help raise the standard in the whole real estate industry? We then realized that we could help bridge the gap by getting the secrets from the best of the best so that you can succeed. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Elite Agent Secrets podcast. Today we've got Christian Bettencourt with us. He is a Canadian marketing agency owner, helps specifically real estate agents across the whole of North America. And this man is an absolute beast. He's helped over 600 real estate agents, brokers across North America completely change the way they make deals happen. In the course of this year, he's going to generate upwards of 80,000 leads. That's 80,000 for these clients. So this guy is an absolute beast when it comes to paid traffic acquisition and basically leveraging your time and getting leads coming to you to that inbound way. Today, we're going to be discussing some real hot topics, which are specifically seller leads, lead conversion, and what's hot off the press, what's working right now. So with that being said, Christian, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you for agreeing to come on.
All right. Thank you guys for having me here.
Dude, that's one hell of an introduction. I'm super excited for this one specifically because we go way, way back. We've known each other for how many years now?
I joined real estate marketing like in 2019, I think.
So at least 2 years, give or take. And we've kind of seen your journey from like the very first agent that you got on and you were helping to then having the same coaches and mentors, and then really putting your head down, cracking the code on how you run your agency, how you do real estate lead gen marketing, and then all of a sudden exploded. But nobody really knows all the stuff that happened behind the curtain that we're hopefully
it's been an interesting journey, man. It's July 2019, my first client, a friend of mine, a friend of a family. I didn't know what I was doing. I bought into this course that we bought together. You were part of it with Shane. And I just was like, I need to get something. I need to get out of my job and I need to find a way to make money, right? My mother-in-law told me, hey, why don't you try Facebook? I had no idea what Facebook ads were. I was just like, all right. She saw me working on spreadsheets and she thought for some reason that I would be good at this because of my spreadsheets. So that kind of background, right? So my family friend, I took the course, I felt confident and I got my first testimonial, right? So he got free leads, ad spend. And then ever since then, my life changed, just starting to learn more about the industry, starting to learn more about people. But really what helped me get through the beginning was having good partnerships, talking to people that were in the industry, making friendship, connecting with others that knew a little bit better than me. Even if I sounded dumb, to them, they'll be like, who the heck invited this guy, right? I was still asking questions, right? So that kind of helped me along my journey, man. And now, really when I joined, our coaching program that we joined together, right? With Joel and team, so things started to take a little bit more shape. And now here we are, kicking.
Brings it to today. I think it's good to have a little bit of backstory. Obviously, it's a little bit different, having someone that's just been hit hardcore in the marketing as opposed to actually selling the home. So you're going to bring a different perspective to what you've seen on your side. Yeah. I think what's interesting about what you're doing specifically with your marketing company for realtors is how you're encompassing everything. I want to talk about the evolution because this is something we've all got experience with, so we can talk to it in a crazy granularity, but we're going to avoid going into the depths of the bowels of the intricacies here. But you've come up against these challenges and you've just gone all in, right? And you've developed your company in alignment with what you've seen the agents that you've worked with want, right? Which, for perspective, I won't reveal exact numbers, but Christian's company is, it's in the multi seven figures. It's deep in the seven figure world. It's not a small business. And with all the agencies helping, you don't build companies like that if it's a crap product. Now, I'm sure you've gone through multiple iterations of crap your product, basically, where it's like this.
That's still my middle name.
And I want to kind of touch on, and I want to give this opportunity where it's like, what are you doing that's really helping these agents succeed? I know what you offer is so multi-level, like it's kind of covering all the bases. It's crossing all the I's, dotting all the T's, which was the wrong way around. Dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's. So let's go into like what you're seeing, what you've evolved to do, and what you've really seen help agents succeed with online lead generation, because a lot of them struggle. And I'm sure after in the last couple of years of you doing this full time, you are seeing successes and failures and the kind of what goes along with it both.
Right. So what we do and kind of how we enter the market, right, and how we try to help agents. The first thing, when we started the company, we used to be just your traditional lead generation company. Here are the leads. Good luck. Wish you the best. Thank you. That was it, right? All that I thought about was like, it's all about the lead and the lead generation, and maybe I'll up the quality of the lead and hopefully my clients are going to get better results. It's not true. What we ended up doing, we had to combine various things. So we had to like up our quality game. So we had to generate better leads for our clients. But not only that, we actually had to offer some help, because many agents don't have experience in working with online lead generation. They have had some experience maybe working on their own. They generate their own leads. But guess what? They don't know how to convert them, right? They don't know exactly how to follow up with them. They don't know exactly what to say once you get the lead. They don't know how to tackle the conversations, how to follow up, how to nurture, how to engage. So many gaps that they had in their sales process, like many of the agents that we worked with. Even agents that working with referrals for like 20 years, like, I don't need coaching. I've been in the industry for so long. They would come and they would be like, wow, well, listen, this is not working for me. So I didn't stop there, right? I was listening to them. I was like, okay, well, why it's not working? Well, because I'm getting these objections. These are the main points that I'm struggling with the follow-up. People hanging up on me or people ghosting me. That's a popular one, right? Like I have a conversation with them and then I talk to them for the first time and then they ghost me, right? So that feedback that we collected early on within the company, right? We actually did something about it. So we have a coach on our team, for example, that specializes in our sales process. So everything that we built within our team is about 4 phases. So we go through mindset, we go through appointment setting, like, how do you handle the appointments that we give you? How do you handle the leads that we give you? And most importantly, right, once you get that conversation, then how do you transition from the first conversation that you have or phone appointment or whatever it may be? How do you transition from there to a consultation, like an actual conversation after you build some rapport? And then obviously, how do you get them to the closing table? That's one of the products that we added to our product, I guess, like an add-on to our product to make it just better, to make sure that we're able to not only generate quality leads, but also to make sure that people knew what to do once they got them. Right. So those are some of the things that we're doing to kind of help agents become more successful, to address the gaps in the industry. There's a lot of lack of training that I've seen from brokerages and team members. They just want their team members to succeed. However, there's no training on online lead generation. Most of the trainings that I see they're related to like database marketing. They're related to referrals, like, build your SOI, which is all good. Those leads are amazing. But, for agents that want to scale, sometimes that would be difficult, right? So it's important that somebody offers that kind of expertise for them.
Got it. So it's like an all-encompassing, hey, we're going to generate you the lead. We're going to then show you how to work the lead. And then we're going to show you how to basically convert them once, you've worked them and you've got that open communication. So is the training from the internal sales coach, is that every day? Is it weekly? Is that how the agents are getting as much as they can? Or how does that work for them as well?
We do weekly. So what we do two things to provide some help. We have resources. So we build scripts. We have buying presentations, listing presentations that are unbranded. They can take them from us and just apply their own touch, right? They get that in the weekly live training with our coach.
Got it. Awesome. I mean, it's that has to be the evolution, right? I mean, I think all of us have seen that this is got to be where it's this like amalgamation now of generating the lead and then showing how to convert, because it is different. Like you said, all these people that come, hey, we've been working with Sphere, I can do this. And it's like, it's totally different, man. Like, this is a totally different game. Yeah. And the success, for example, that Peter's found and with coming into real estate is because he's been exposed to that for years. So it wasn't a shock to him on how to work leads differently, depending on the sources they came from, when other people don't necessarily have that kind of background. So I know the first topic you want to get.
So Andrew, before you go any further, I want to bring attention to one of the things that Christian, you said was you were getting feedback from new agents, semi-new agents, and seasoned veterans that these leads aren't converting. How did you transition the people that were like, I don't need any more coaching, I don't need to do this, to them opening up and actually taking you up on that, right? Because we see that all the time. Oh, I've been in the industry for 15, 20 years. I'm a seasoned veteran. I know how to sell. I know, like, we used to run into this all the time, right? Not everybody is quote unquote open and coachable, or they think that they have done this for so long. How do you get those people to come around?
So the first thing I find out is, like, how do you get your leads today? Referrals. We have to differentiate referrals versus online leads. I try to get that information from the beginning, really understand, what they're working with. And then everything's a partnership with us, right? Like, we try to make sure that they understand that accountability goes both ways, right? It doesn't go one way. If you're going to come and say a lead doesn't work, it's not going to work that way, Mr. Client, with all the respect to everyone that's listening, right? But if you want to work with a company and be successful, like, you have to listen to their expertise, right? You have to be humble, right? So we try to humble people down a little bit. We want to make sure that they understand that we have their best interest, that at the end of the day, what we're trying to tell them is so that they can close more deals. It's not for them to just, come and show up and be like, oh, well, I'm bored. No, it's like, we're going to teach you something that you probably don't know today. Even if it's small, it's worth it, right? You're spending X amount of money on your marketing. Don't you want to see it succeed, right? So we tackle humbleness, like, we tackle partnerships, we tackle, candid conversations. We want to be candid with them too, right? So if they want,
I think that's what sets you guys really apart, right? Is like the place that you're coming from is, first of all, they're spending a little, they're making a big investment into their business, no matter if they're just starting with you on your entry level stuff or they're going, for your Rolls Royce experience there. So the least they can do, it's like hiring a general contractor or a plumber or an electrician. They come in and they tell you, hey, your house needs to be wired this way, or the plumbing needs to happen this way. That way your house doesn't flood. And you're like, nope, I know better. I just need you to do the job, but you need to do it my way. And then you're asking them to take on all the liability when the house floods, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I find that happening all the time. And especially for anybody that's listening, if you're going to hire an expert in their field to do an XYZ job for you, the least you can do is try it their way. Because obviously, like Christian, he's been at this for a while. He's done a lot of leads. He sees this every day. You talk to multiple agents per day, 100 agents per month, right? So you know a little bit of stuff because you see it all day long.
A lot of money on lead generation. We broke stuff. We tested stuff. So we've heard it all. Like, great stories from people that do their work, that they follow up, they follow the process. And we've heard stories from people that haven't been successful, right? But everything is about learning with us. We want to make sure that we take that feedback and that we do something about it. But really, ultimately, everything becomes about our clients' results, right? That's really, really what we try to focus on. That we come from a good place. We come with good intentions, right? To have those conversations with them. Sometimes they don't want to listen to you. Maybe it'll take the first time, you'll be like, okay, well, guess what? I'm not going to give up, right? Because it is in my best interest that they succeed. And I want to make sure that my reputation is also up there, right? Whatever it takes, we want to work together as a team. And that to me is the only way we're going to get results.
And what do you find sets apart the agents that are like absolutely killing it to the ones that are like, maybe I got one or two deals, or this doesn't work, I haven't made any money? Christian, you're fired.
Yeah. I think it's an understanding of sales. I would say personality and confidence, right? So many agents that are not successful, they don't have the confidence in themselves to be able to close a deal, right? They often make excuses. Oh, well, it's my tone of voice, or it's this, or like, you know what, the leads don't work. They give up way too quickly if they're not confident, right? But a confident person will show you a different DNA, right? It will be like, listen, okay, I know I can make it work because it works for other people. I just have to crack the code. I have to listen to the experts. I have to see what other people are doing. I have to role play and really treat my business as a sales business, right? I'm a sales organization. I'm not just an agent. I'm not just this person that gets in the car to show homes, right? I'm a salesperson. So they have to believe and be confident about their own abilities. They have to be coachable, and they really have to understand what the sales process is. And 90% of that sales process is trust, right?
Sure.
How do you expect
relationships?
Build trust first. And that is one of the key things that we highlight in our coaching. Before you do anything, before you send a list of homes, before you send listing information, before you do anything, I want you to spend 10 to 15 minutes on the phone with that person, building rapport before you give away the house. It's like dating, right?
Yeah, don't be a McDonald's order taker at the drive-through either, right? You can't ask for a home run on the first date. I mean, don't get me wrong, some people listening there be like, yeah, I've done that before. But you're asking somebody to buy a couple $100,000 worth of a house from you. What do you think? You're going to give them a homes list without knowing anything about them, and they're just going to do business with you just like that when every other person seems to be a realtor, right?
It's super competitive, right? It's like, they have choices. So what makes a difference, right? It's like if I talk to you, and if Andrew's the agent and you're an agent, right? But Andrew is just like not even following up, not talking to me, not engaging with me, and just tells me like, hey, so you ready to go for showings? But meanwhile, I got Peter here. Peter is like, hey, what's going on? So why are you moving? Oh, guess what? I have kids too. Do you see my dog in the back? That's my dog, right? So I'm very happy for you. That's definitely a great move. I want to say, with all the respect, Andrew, but Peter's listening to me, right?
That's probably how it would.
Sorry, Andrew, just use that as a
That's probably how it would look. Peter's there. I mean, listen, in one day, was it last week? He got 3 deals in a single day, and it's like everyone else is like, slow down. And Peter's like, why the fuck would I do that? Because he's just got a different mentality around the whole thing, where he's like, I'm just going to go hard and make a bunch of money doing this very quickly. And I think this is good, though, because what it seems to me that you were saying, and this is something that we really do believe in, is when you was talking about confidence, so it's limiting beliefs, right? A lot of the people who are successful don't have the same limiting beliefs. They haven't kind of bought into this online leads suck and fail mentality. They've bought into people, experts like yourself, who are saying, actually, no, this does work. It works. And it is a specific way. Don't get me wrong. Like, it is a totally different way of managing leads. And all online leads kind of manage the same for the most part, but it's totally different from a referral or a cold call or anything like that. These are all skill sets, which is why when, we're speaking to agents, whether they're joining our team or they're interested in one of our offerings as well, it's like, how many things are you trying to do? And the people that say, I'm trying to do Instagram stories and TikTok posts and Facebook ads, and I'm buying leads of Zillow and Trulia, and you're like, you're doing nothing. Like, it sounds bizarre. It feels like you're doing a lot, but actually, because you've got no focus and you're kind of dabbling, you're dipping your toe into all these things, you don't see any results. When we've met so many people now at this point where have huge success in almost every platform and every arena because they just do that one thing. They're like really, really good at this. I mean, we met Walter, and Walter is just a savage cold caller, and he likes it. And I'm like, yo, dude, that's all you, man. That's all you. And he loves it. And he's like, I'm not interested in doing like online leads or whatever. He's like, give me a list of numbers, I'll close deals. All day, every day, smiles and dials, bangs through the phone. It's just his jam. He just likes it. And it's like, okay, people say cold calling doesn't work. For us, it doesn't work.
I hate it. Second biggest fear of my life. First one I already conquered, which was having kids. The second one, listen, I would much rather speak in front of 15,000 people on stage, lights on, than start cold calling. I don't know why. It just doesn't work for me. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying it doesn't work for me. Okay. Yeah. Anybody listening?
That's an interesting point, right? Like, everyone has their own affinities, right? They have their own preferences. Like, some people do very well with referrals, don't get me wrong. And they have a way to build relationships by setting up events within their communities, right? Like doing other things for marketing.
100%.
Kudos to them, right? That works for them. They're not interested in online leads, and that's up to them. That's okay. They're crushing it. But if you're not crushing it today, right? If you're not getting any new business and your list of friends is just like, basically they're ghosting you now because you've been annoying them with real estate.
Yeah.
Then you have to find new people, right? And how do you find new people? You have to go through the masses. Right? You have to go through online targeting and advertising. So it's just one way to like make quote unquote new friends and build your quote unquote SOI.
See, I think the most exciting part for me as an agent myself, it's not even just building the friends and the relationship, but it's the people that I have a chance to meet that are outside of my sphere that I otherwise may or may not have been able to do so. Right. And then the second part of that is I don't have to harass my friends for referrals. I don't have to be like, hey, do you know anybody who's buying or selling a home today? You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to have those conversations 15 times a day hearing no, because I'm going straight to those people. Now, I'm blessed and I'm very grateful and I'm very fortunate that my friends do think of me when it comes to their home buying process, even though I'm so early on in my quote unquote career here. But I hate to be like that guy that's like, hey, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy that? Do you want to buy a house with me? You know, do you want this? And it's like, oh my God, I thought you were doing that. I thought you were doing this, you know?
Yeah, they're marketing.
Let's get into hot topic, right? Hot topic of, I reckon, the last 2 years, give or take, is sellers, right? Like this, everyone listening, this for the most part is going to be what people want. We've covered this in a lot of different ways with regards to top niches, spoiler alert, retirement communities. Go back, listen to that, for free, but there is a ton of ways you can do it. Now, I like paid advertising. I've been doing this nearly a decade now for one reason, and it's one word, which is leverage, right? I don't have to spend my time prospecting, to get people coming to me. Now, sellers obviously aren't, it's not like you've got this magic wand where you just run an ad and like all of a sudden you're getting sellers for $1, right? But there is opportunities out there to get seller leads coming to you who are qualified, who are wanting to sell, and that you can actually do deals with. Now, off air, we were talking and you were saying that this has been obviously a big focal point for you for a while now to really master the seller side of things opposed to the other stuff. Not saying you don't do it. You most definitely do.
Oh, we do it all. Yeah.
But sellers has been huge for you. Now, I really want to dig deep. So, how, obviously, let's kind of, start from the very beginning, just for everyone listening. Obviously, predominantly or exclusively Facebook advertising, or do you do YouTube? And I want you to kind of go deep into, if someone is listening to this, how they could, how getting seller leads, how you can get better quality, the questions you're asking, ads you're running.
Yeah, no worries. This has been something I've been working on for a while. Generating sellers is tough. It's really, really, really difficult. That's why many companies don't do it, right? They tell you they do, and then they are like, oh man, what the heck, I couldn't do it. Or I did it in one market and it didn't work in the other one, right? It is that difficult. But part of what we do here is we listen to the market. We were listening and listening. I got buyers. I already got tons of buyers. I don't need more buyers. Fine. That maybe not for you, maybe for the next person. But how do I get seller leads? So it all started we started with Facebook, putting our Facebook ads and just trying to we were throwing a dart, hopefully landed on the right spot. But we realized that a lot of the people we were getting before were not good prospects, right? In a way, a lot of them, they just wanted information. They wanted most people do a home valuation thing, but they were not looking to sell. So what do we do differently? We spent a lot of money just trying to figure out what worked. And kind of what we did, we tested YouTube. We're currently testing YouTube, Google, Facebook, and Instagram. We're doing it all, right? But the biggest thing for us is we tried everything from home valuations, from seller guides, to getting buyers that are sellers, to pretty much everything. And guess what? Everything works. But the thing is you have to go after the right person, right? It's like finding a needle in a haystack, right? Whether you do the home valuation way, whether you do the whole doing a seller guide,
yeah.
It'll work, but you have to do it right? So first thing you have to do is target the right people. One of the things I like about Google is the targeting capabilities, right? You can target people. One of the things I like to target is homeowners that are looking for real estate, right? That is the one audience that to me would be very valuable. So once I know they're looking for real estate, why do you think they're looking for real estate? Why, right? They're probably looking to move.
I literally am working with somebody right now who's moving from New Jersey down to Florida. They're selling their house, aka they're a homeowner, and they're looking for another house down here. It's literally exactly what you described.
Right. Exactly my point. So we have to find the right people. The biggest thing is okay, we can get their contact information. You may pay $20, you may pay $30, $50, $100. But what happens after is very difficult because people don't, especially sellers, I've noticed they're very careful, right? They're very careful with getting on the phone with people, getting on appointments, getting calls from realtors. A lot of hangups we got. But what do? We had our original script that was basically hey, hi, very straight to the point.
Before we jump into the scripting side, because I know that's going to be a bigger topic itself, and I'm probably going to throw a curveball your way that you're not ready for.
No worries.
Let's go back just quickly to actually getting better leads. So let's talk platforms. Which are you seeing the best quality seller leads coming from at the moment?
Google.
Right now.
PPC.
Google PPC.
Yeah.
And what's the price you're paying roughly? If you can give a few locations off the top of your head, I don't know if you know Florida's 20.
No, don't worry. So we started with $20 a pop, but after we realized that we were getting a lot of noise, so we had to filter our leads a little bit better. So now they're a little bit they're filtered properly now. So we're doing about, I would say, anywhere between $30 to $50.
Okay.
Like for some markets, like, easier markets would be like $30. And then some, where the price points are over like, $800,000, it would be more like $50.
Okay. So $30 to $50, Google PPC is performing best for you. And what type of contact information are you able to get? Is that name, phone number, email type deal, or are
Address, phone, email, name, intent to sale, and 2 different questions. So we gather 7 data points.
Damn, Christian, we may have to set up a call after this. Shit.
So you're actually gathering, so it's not just name, phone number, email, you're actually doing 7 question survey type thing. You're getting all this stuff. So it's not just, so someone, the reason I'm clarifying that for everyone as well is because the more questions you ask, the higher quality the lead. Mm-hmm. Right. It also increases the cost of the lead. So when people give you a name, phone number, email, that costs less than it does answering 7 questions. Think about you filling out a survey. If you go and want to buy something, if you have to answer 7 questions, you've got far more intent, especially if you actually have to write an answer as opposed to click a multi-choice. You have far more intent to actually follow through. Okay, that's great. And then let's just go kind of, what's the, Google PPC's top. So everyone listening, you're looking at $30, $50, give or take, per lead for a seller.
Prices subject to change. So if you're listening to this, don't quote us on this because
they markets are higher, just so you know. That's the average of all combined.
I thought we were guaranteeing these results, guys.
Yeah, we're not guaranteed.
I gotta make sure we protect Christian because somebody's gonna listen to this podcast and say, "But you said no. Do not pull that."
That's why they hire him, because he's the professional who gets those results.
That's a good way to put it. Thank you, Peter, for looking after me here.
That's super interesting. So Google PPC. So are you doing anything on Facebook for the seller side, or is that very limited now?
We use that as our secondary platform. If a client is not getting results in Google, which it will happen, right? Some markets are just smaller. You don't get as many people that are searching for the things that we want them to search. Then we go over to Facebook to just try to, double down and get more volume. That's
got it.
We try to, when we don't have enough search volume in that location, we have to use Facebook.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. Now, before you go, we're giving access to a private training we did where we revealed the top 3 niches to get listings today completely for free. So if you want access, you can go and download that training at eliteagentsecrets.com. We're regularly releasing new trainings, guides, and cheat sheets, so make sure to head over to eliteagentsecrets.com and sign up so you don't miss out.